Hey guys, I'm going to be showing you how to annotate a PDF for our assignment, and you can use this in the future for also annotating any PDF that you have. So I want to show you how to do this because it's a cool way to work with the text so you can actually take really good notes and use them for other purposes. So the first thing you need to do is find your PDF. So here I have a PDF right here called 11 by Sandra Cisneros, and so I'm just going to click it to open it. One thing you may notice is that it may try to open it in a web browser. Here it is, this is the assignment. However, if you do it here, you can't actually annotate this PDF at all. It doesn't work. So there's nothing to really do here and you'd be confused. What you need to do is you need to actually download it. It actually should already be downloaded on your computer. It's in your downloads folder. And how do you get to that? Well, you need to go to your folders. It looks something like this. I mean, I was working in this folder, so I need to go to downloads. On the far left of the screen, you should see this thing called downloads. If you go there, you'll see everything you've downloaded. And mine, there's a lot of stuff because it's everything online. I'm really bad about deleting these things. But you'll notice the very first thing there is this assignment. So I'm going to actually save that somewhere safe and open it. So I'm going to double click it to open it up. You're going to notice it opened it up actually in Adobe Acrobat. You can see that at the top of the screen. And that is better than being online, and that's what you need to have the full functions. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a save as. So I go to File, Save As. And I need to know where I want to save it. And I need to tell, I don't want to save it in Downloads because that's where it was. And that's like a temporary folder, and it's where a bunch of stuff goes. So I'm going to choose a different folder, and I'm going to go to my 11th English folder. That's where maybe I save all my stuff. Okay, and then I'm going to click, I'm going to rename it because mine's a test, so I need to do that. But then you save it. Now you know it's saved on your computer, and that any updates you make should save, but you always want to, of course, save before you close out. So right now I'm in here. I'm going to move my face around on the video. Sorry. So what you want to do is on the far right hand side, there's all these menu options. Click the arrow to open it up. Again, if you didn't see that, there's this little gray arrow. Yeah, pop out. What you want to do is you want to activate the comments. So you click comments and see how it says add comments with highlights, sticky notes, and markup tools. And this is the really cool part. So click comment. Once you do that, it opens up this separate pane. We're not going to actually use that a whole lot. But the cool thing you're going to notice is up here in the top, it opened up this comment bar. And this gives you all these functions that I'm going to go over right now. I'm not going to go over how to do this actual assignment. I'm just going to show you how to mark up a text. So I'm going to scroll to the actual text that we're marking up. Now, sometimes the highlighting can get a little tricky. So one thing that you can do as well is before you even get started, there's this green button over here that says Enhance Scans, and that's going to make your document easier to highlight. You just click Enhance Scans, and at the top, in the middle, it says Recognize Text. You click the little arrow next to it and say in this file, and then Recognize Text. It will take it a minute for your computer to think and convert it. And that makes it so the document's not only searchable, but easier to highlight. I'm sorry, I forgot to show you that earlier. So now we're going to go back to the comments thing. So I clicked on comment. And I'm actually going to hide the comment pane. I'm not going to use that for this activity. You can leave personal comments, but your teacher may or may not be able to see those. So we're going to actually put comments within the document itself. So scroll to where you want it. And this is my short story that I'm reading. And notice, because I'm put this together, I left notes for a notes area for my students. If we were in person, I would be printing this off probably, and kids would actually write over there. But you can put text boxes in here, and you can do highlighting. So I'm going to show you those two functions. They're two of the major ones that you guys would use. So the first one is the highlighting. So you can pick different colors. So right now the default is yellow. You're going to notice this little circle with a color. That's how you change the color. And you can do any color you want. Some kids like to color code based on what they're noticing. So I can do that. I can make it a different opacity, and that will make it more opaque. So you don't want it to be more opaque because then you can't see through it at all. And you don't want to cover up your work. You want to highlight it. You can also change the line thickness, but right now it's set to a pretty good level for what our font is. Okay, so I'm going to go with orange and just show you how I do that. So I go to the text, and let's say I want to highlight this little sentence here, the two that start with and, because there's something I noticed about it. I just highlight it, and then when I unclick, so I click and drag is what I do there. And then it's highlighted it. Isn't that cool? So now what I can do is I can do a sticky note if I want, right here. And guess what? It's putting a little text box there that I can actually put my explanation. So I can say, I like how she used and to start her sentences, or whatever it is your teacher wants you to notice about what you're reading. So whatever your instructions are, make sure you follow it. And that's where you put your actual ideas or your labeling, things like that. And then you just click post and it saves it. You can also reply to them if you want to go back and add more to it later. If I don't want to see it, I just click the little X next to it, and that's just going to close it. It's not going to delete it. It will close it out. I can also do things like, what else? I can do a text box if I like. That was the other thing I was going to show you. So this puts an actual text box. If I don't want to have to click on that to see it and I want to label a section maybe, I want to label this as the introduction, because my teacher asked me to label the parts of the writing. And I can play around with the font here. I can make it bigger. I can change the color of the box itself in the text. I can move this around, and I can also drag the corners of the box to change the size of that font. And I can move the box around, okay? So it has all those functions very similar to what you see in other programs, especially like PowerPoint, very similar. There's also a draw function that's pretty sloppy, so I don't really like using it because trying to draw with that is a pain. There's also an erase drawing thing that you could mess with. There's also a way to insert text at a cursor. Let's see what that does. So if I want one there, okay, so that's where I can put a comment like in the middle of a sentence. Okay, let's just pretend I wanted one there. And then I can close it out and we see that I have a comment there. And when I hover over it, we can see my comment. Now here's the deal. When you turn these in, your teacher might want to see your actual ideas present. And what if they can't click and see your comments? You could just put the text boxes on the side. There's also other cool things like a strikethrough feature. So that's when you want to draw a line through the text. Now, you probably won't use it on this type of assignment, but if you're editing someone else's paper, you could do a strikethrough. Like, you should get rid of that. You can also underline text. And you can, I believe, change the color on that. I don't remember how to do that, though. But what's nice is you can really work with the text digitally to take really good notes. And so you will have this to work with, okay? So that is how you use Adobe to mark it up and use those different features. And they're just here at the top. I don't really like the stamps or the shapes or the attachments. I don't use those a whole lot. But remember, it's the comment pane over here that gets that to show up over here. So then you can close this out. But you'll notice it's also keeping track of my notes over here and all my comments. This is just like a record of what I've done over here. So you can just minimize that by clicking that little arrow so it's out of your way so you can work and add whatever you want. All right, so then of course when we're done we want to save, so you can go to the save button here or you can go up to file and click save. If you haven't already done a save as, you'll probably want to do that first. All right, so I'm just going to save mine. Now I know it's ready to go and I'm ready to turn in my assignment because I'm done getting all that feedback in there. Hope that's helpful. Let me know if you have questions. Bye.